Kill the stat. Real raw and uncut. We done teamed up. We did. A podcast for the community. Hard as an uppercut with that real news. Upside your headpiece. Informing you with that real stuff. With the how, why, who wins and was. A reality, making it clear cut. Truth will set you free. Unfiltered and no bluff, no fluff. You kid or rebut, don't be bewildered. Don't agree with the cause, great, you can speak up. Wednesdays at 8, hit the comments up. Talk your stuff, set it straight. We learn more from each other in this information age. Institutions will leave you lost and awestruck. So listen up, you'll be compelled. Maybe you'll find yourself stuck on what you thought was real. But them gems I'm dropping on this program may just appeal to your appetite for info. This is the intro to reveal. Get your info on YouTube for your fill. From AM to PM, it's popping, so sit back and chill. Nobody doing it like this man on this podcast. It's for real. It's real raw and uncut. Real raw and uncut. Wednesdays at 8. AM.
Yo. Whether you listening to this on your way to work, whether you listen to this at work, or if you're listening to this before you go to bed, this is the Real Raw and Uncut podcast. I'm your host, Rels, and I'm joined by a special guest of mine, someone I've known probably, 30 plus years, probably?
Oh, definitely 30 plus.
Going back to the Catholic school days and like...
Bro, I ain't going to front. I'm going to put a year on that. That's like 88, 89. You know,
facts. Shit, yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Damn, I ain't even think about that. You're right. But we here with hip hop artists from the Bronx. D.Hall, what's going on, brother?
What's up, y'all? How you doing? You know, it's always a pleasure to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Nah. We've been trying to get this going for quite some time. The schedule's been a little off, but we finally got it going. So yeah. But what's going on though? How's everything? How's family life? How's life? Everything?
Ain't nothing, man. Everything cool. Yo, the family good. You know, I got 3 kids: 19-year-old, 8-year-old, 10-year-old. So 2 boys and a girl. You know, so I'm good.
That boy said 19-year-old. Viewers probably like, yo, how old is this kid? A 19-year-old kid, man.
Yo, 19-year-old kid, yo.
How is that? How is that managing?
Man, it's a girl. She's the oldest, so you already know.
That's what I'm saying. How do you navigate with that?
Man, yo, it's like daddy's little girl forever. Now that go, you know what I mean? You try not to spoil them, but you can't help it but to. You know what I mean? The boys too. So it's like, it's just the love that that I'm used to having. So I try to give it to them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know how that go.
Nah, absolutely. So let's start from the beginning. Okay. Like I said, we've known each other forever. Growing up in both of us growing up in the roughest parts of the Bronx, you know. So what was life growing up for you, going to Catholic school, traveling? Because I know you didn't live far from the school, but you didn't take the bus, did you?
I walked.
So you walked. Yeah. Growing up, so yeah. So how was that? Like, just how was the experience for you?
Man, for me, I used to walk to school in any kind of weather: rain, sleet, hail, snow. So it's like it was something, right? Like it's nothing like that right now. I tell you that right now. Like kids ain't walking to school. Kids is getting that ride, that Uber. If it's rain, they staying home. Nah, if it was raining, be walking to school. All that. So then on the way to school, you walking through the ghetto and all that, the hood. You see everything. You know what I mean? From the music to the hustlers to the addicts. You know, to the people that's working 9 to 5. You see all this in the midst of you leaving your house on the way to school, a 10-minute walk to school. So I'm seeing all of this going to school and coming back home from school. You know, so it was rough, but then again, it wasn't, because it's like I knew right from wrong. I knew what to stay away from, stuff like that. Good thing I had a good support system. My mom's, you know what I mean, my grandmother, my aunts and uncles. You know, we all went to the same school, starting from my mom's. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm glad that I had them, because without them, I don't think I would be able to survive in the Bronx.
I honestly don't think a lot of people don't realize, right? Because let the people know where you grew up at in the Bronx.
Shit, I grew up on Trinity Ave, 163rd. Y'all know where that's at.
Yeah,
You
see,
know?
and I grew up on Webster, so we was like opposite sides walking. You walking down, I'm walking up. They
Right.
really don't know in that 10-15 minute walk the shit that you can encounter just
Within
on
2
that one.
minutes.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Shit can hit you at a blink of an eye just getting to school.
Right.
So same with you, just like I had the same type of support system too. My mom made sure I got to school every day. You know what I'm saying? Like made sure she kept me away from all of that outside stuff because it's real easy to get distracted by all of that.
Real easy. But you know, it's like the hustlers, you know, they you know what they was doing, but they also protected you also.
Crazy, right? When you think about it, but it's not the same now, though, bro. It's not the same now.
I see now it's like the hustlers is putting the, know what I mean? They putting the kids on with them now and all that
Hustlers
shit.
is like, you don't really need that school shit. Like,
yeah, come get this money.
Us growing up, the hustlers is like, yo, we see what you're doing. We don't even want you a part of this.
Right.
This
if you standing in the corner too long, you out. You gotta go upstairs.
But why are you out here for? You know this is not you. It's not your life.
You ain't hooping. Take your ass upstairs.
Facts. So what would you say? Because you know we grew up in the Catholic school era, and our Catholic school back then was a lot different than it is now. What would you say Catholic school did for you as a in terms of shaping you into the person that you are today?
All right. See, when I first went to St. Augustine, that's the school that we went to, of course. But when I first got there, it was like I interacted with a whole bunch of kids from different areas. You know, some kids was on the same road that I was on, some kids weren't. So it's like we had the best of both worlds, and it shaped me to be a well-groomed man. You know, because it was a family. You see each other every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to see each other every day, and then, you know, growing up, going to college, high school, college, and all that, then having kids and families, and coming back to see each other, it's like we didn't miss a step. You know what I mean? Because we grew up together. You know what I mean? So all the trials and tribulations everybody went through, I learned from them. You know what I mean? And it's like we helped each other. You know, like let's say, for instance, I had a bad day. I see you. We chilling, we cooler, you be talking, you know what I mean? Even though you a year older than me, we talking, you chilling, you telling me what to do, how you do this, that, and that. So it was like I was appreciative of that, you know what I mean? Because like the public school era when we was coming up, forget about it. About it. Might be the same now a little bit. Public schools, you know, they wilding out and all that, but you know what I mean? But I'm glad I went to St. Augustine, especially for the music and basketball.
That's another thing too. I don't think a lot of people realize the school that we went to was called SASA, St. Augustine School of the Arts. So a lot of people, if they didn't hear about it, they didn't know like that school pretty much was more than just an educational system. It taught you, it taught us sports, it taught us music. Like I don't know how many people know about that. Remember that the little biography thing that they came out with?
Damn,
I think it's on YouTube. The funny thing is, I think it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it is. It came out on Channel 13 first.
Yes. Yep.
It came out on Channel 13. What was it called? Something Within Me?
Yeah, I think so. I actually think that's what it was called.
Yeah, something like that. Yep. Yo, that's every time I see that, I be like, damn, yo, I see you, Bambi, my man Dave. Everybody was on that shit with the Daily. I'm like, damn, man, those are the days. Like it ain't like that no more, though. It ain't like that.
Which is crazy because a lot of us are still connected to this day, which you can't say that for a lot of people. Like you say, 89, 90. How many people you know 89, 90 still rocking? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that's a long ass time.
So, bro, but it also shows you how quick time goes.
Right. I feel like yesterday we was come walking to school. We get there, we playing ball before class start, or we playing football before class start. You know what I mean? Everybody in the yard. That was probably going to school, seeing everybody outside and all that.
They don't make it like that no more, bro. They don't make it like that no more.
Nah, yo, they just want to come to school and show off their ratchet and shit the first day shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had a great support system too in terms of like principals and just Miss Hurd and rest in peace, all of that. Yeah, absolutely. Like Miss Hurd was in the office. People don't realize Miss Hurd was in the office but kept the students in check from the office.
Yo. From 88 to when I graduated, like 97.
And she wasn't even like academic, like academic, like principal, vice principal. She just literally was just like an office clerk. Right. When she knew you was in that office, she's like, "Why you in here? Don't be in here again."
And she knew every single. That's the thing. Every teacher in there probably knew every single person. Everybody knew everybody in there.
Yeah. Which when you think about it now, you feel like teachers don't give their students that same type of attention that we got back then.
No, not at all. Even though we had big classes, everybody still was, in cahoots with one. You know what I mean? Like teachers knew everybody's name. Shit. Yep. Like, what was the teacher's name? Who I had in kindergarten? Miss Mack.
Yeah, remember we had Miss Ortiz.
Oh,
Mr. Pilecki was the principal. Mr. Fontana.
Remember Heinemeyer?
Yeah.
You had Miss Heinemeyer.
Yeah, I sure did, yo, bro. Nah, the scariest teacher I had was Miss Tyner in third grade. Yo, I never had a book bag that big, bro.
Yo, I never failed the test until I got the Miss Tyner class, yo. Let me tell you how she did me. So I got all the answers right. It said circle the answer. I underlined the answer. Got all of them shits right. I failed, yo. They went all directions. I said, "Oh my God, are you serious?" Ever since then, it was like, "Damn, yo."
Ever since then, you circle the answers. No more underlining, right?
No more underlining, yo. No more underlining. Then it was like, "Damn, this lady gonna fail me for anything."
She was the toughest one in terms of like school wise, like class wise. But Mrs. Sorry was the scariest one.
Mrs. Sorry, and I didn't have Miss Burton though.
Nah, I didn't have it either.
We didn't have it either. Miss Burton, they said Miss Burton was kind of stern. Who else? It was Miss Tyner.
And when you get older now, you realize like they weren't mean teachers. They just wanted the best for you.
Yep, Miss Cooper.
Yeah, Miss Cooper. I had Miss Cooper.
Who the artist's name?
I had Miss Kirkland.
There you go, Miss Kirkland. That's why the school caught on fire.
Hold on, what you mean?
Remember the school caught on fire?
Yeah.
It was the coffee pot in her class, in my class.
Oh wow. Yo, I don't think that's crazy. I forgot about that time when the school caught on fire, and then we had to go to the Boston Roadside for class in the annex. Yo, they take you to the inside of the school and make you go through the back way. We didn't even have to go around, bro. There was no back way. They took us through the Underground Railroad on the back. It took us to the other classes. That's crazy.
Walk through a theater. We had a theater, a real live ass theater, yo.
That that's what I'm saying. They don't make school like that no more, man.
Yo, and not for nothing, we got a couple of musicians that was in our school too. You know what I mean? We got Diamond D. He went to St. Augustine. You had Lord Finesse who went to St. Augustine. Who else went there? You know what I mean? You got Amadeus. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I speak to him on a regular.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get up with him, man. Tell him I said what's up when you see him.
Absolutely. I've been trying to get him on the show too, but the schedules too, the conflict. Yeah. He definitely said he'll do one. I was like, I appreciate that. That's a big step.
Word. He got my man Hemi. You know what I mean? We got
I need to get him too, man.
Yeah. Definitely got to get him on.
That's one dude that's hard to catch too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, it's like when I catch him, it'd be like on birthdays and shit like that. And he hit me up, I hit him, then he disappeared, and then he'd be gone for weeks, and then all of a sudden you see him pop up again. Yeah. But he's been in the music thing for a while too.
Yeah. He's been in this since he been there more than 10 joints probably.
Yeah. Because I remember I had music on my old iPod that I had from albums that he did that I actually was bumping in the car with the windows down in the hood.
Word. I was in maybe like 2004. He was the first one out of our class. I started doing the music and shit.
Bro, I think that's around the time I started bumping his music in the car. Yeah. Yep. So back to man. Listen, you realize, like you said, 89. You realize now how much time went by.
Time is flying.
So let's talk about your music thing. It's funny because I was just listening to one right before you got on. There's a holistic poetry freestyle.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that shit's fire. I was listening to that one. Yeah, I put that shit on repeat like 3 times. I ain't even going front.
Yeah, it's like certain music that I give out, it's my mood. You know what I mean? Like how I'm feeling at that time. At that time, that was like in November. So what happened in November? I lost my grandma's in November.
A rest in peace to her.
You know what I mean? My uncle, he passed away in December. It was December 25th, something like that. And then my cousin, 10 years before that, he got killed. So it's like that November, December, that holiday
Yeah.
season.
Mm-hmm.
It's always something going on with my family at that time, you know. So it's like I be trying to break that cycle, man. Like try to keep it happy, but it just brings it out of me. So I got to put it on paper.
That's what I say. Sometimes the greatest music comes from the pain. Honestly,
Right, for real, definitely does. That's what it is. Music for me is feelings. You know what I mean? How you feel, what you're going through, what you're seeing, and all that stuff. Like I can't lie in the music. You know what I mean? The music is an art. You know what I mean? You can't fake a drawing. You know what I mean? So that's how I treat the music.
at least you genuine in that aspect, because we know a lot of rappers out there don't live the lifestyle they rap in their music.
Nah, and even the stuff that I really been through and shit, I ain't really gonna, talk about it for. I ain't glorifying it. I got kids that come up listen to my music, so they always ask the questions like, "Daddy, what was this? You said this? Like, what that mean?" So I got to break it down to them and let them know what it is, So I get a kick out of that. I ain't gonna lie. Like breaking down my lyrics to my sons. They like, "Yo, Dad, you said this? How you come up with that?" And I be like, "What made you ask me? What made me come up with that?" You know what I mean? Like you really listening? They like, yeah, they listen to my music for real. So,
but your kids is at your two boys is at the age where, I mean, they're always gonna look at you like the hero, but they're at that age too where everything you do, they're gonna be looking at it under a microscope, and they're gonna be asking questions, like you said, like, what does this mean and what does that mean? And you sitting there like, yo, I didn't even know you listen, but they know when you putting that music out, they know they listening. They probably go to school telling their friends that you rap like you.
Definitely, because every time I come to the school, the kids they be like, "Oh, your daddy here." They be talking to me, like, "Oh, when you gonna do another video and stuff like that." So I got my son doing my videos. My son does my videos. Like the past few videos I just put out, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, the youngest one at that.
But they don't understand too. By you doing that, it gives him a lane to work with later on. Because let's just say by the time he's like 15, 16, he might have mastered that with his eyes closed. Now you put him in position to have a profession that's going to pay him a lot of money when he get older.
A lot of money. You know what I mean? They got to start taking care of me now, man.
Yeah, facts. Facts. But let's backtrack a little bit. How did you actually get into rapping?
Okay. My uncle that went to St. Augustine with us, rest in peace to my Uncle Chris. You know what I mean? He used to always listen to rap music. You know what I mean? So it was like I would get in trouble going and listening to his music, not knowing what was being said in it, curses and all that. So once he passed away, it was like, damn, I fell into a depression. So it was like, damn, I got to get out of this depression. I can't, stay in this forever. I got the kids, my family. So shit, I wrote my way out that joint. Wrote my way out of depression and then I stuck with it. You know what I mean? Like I came too far to turn back. So everybody's like, yo, keep it going. And at first I didn't like my voice. I ain't like my voice at all. I'm like, man, I ain't got the voice for this shit. My shit too high pitched. People like, yo, nah, stick with it. You know what I mean? Stick with it. I'm like, all right. I kept it going and I found my sound. It was over after that. I can't stop. I can't stop.
What was the first rap you ever wrote?
The first rap I ever wrote?
Yeah. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you, now that you experience, you seasoned now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good was that rap back then?
Shit, I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was like a 4. A 4, you know what I mean? I'm just starting out. And then once I started putting it together, like it was interesting to me because I treat it like a puzzle. I put the words together, and then after I put everything together and it comes out as a big picture, I like doing that. So once I started treating it like a puzzle, it was easy after that. It was easy. So, I treat it like a puzzle, like a game.
How does it feel? Like, how is it for you putting an album together?
Ooh, putting an album
I know
together.
the process. Well, okay, let me ask you a better question. What's harder, putting an album together or getting a video done?
The album, because the video you already got the song done. You know what I mean? You just got to put the visuals to it. The album is like you got to figure out how many songs you want. You know what I mean? You record a whole bunch of songs, pick the songs you want for this album. You know what I mean? Then the songs you don't pick, you like, do I even want these out? You hold them to the side, let them chill for a minute, then bring them out later. It's like you said, it's a process to it. But I like making the music. I like making music. Yeah.
How many songs do you think you got done right now altogether? If you had to take a quick guess.
All together, I could say about with all my youth 100. I could say about 100.
And when you started?
I started 4 years ago.
Damn, you got 100?
Yeah.
So that means you been moving, you been working.
Yeah, I was, man. I put out like 2 albums my first year.
Yes. How hard is it to actually get the music done? Considering, like you said, you got 3 kids, you got a family life. Like, how hard is it to actually be able to sit down and really get music done, but still have to balance the family life that comes with it?
All right, boom. That's the method to my madness with this.
Okay, let's see how you go. Let's break it down.
Right, boom. I work at night. I like night jobs. You know what I mean? I was a concierge when I was living in Atlanta at a high rise. Working from 11 to 7. Nobody was bothering me, nothing. I'm just sitting there for 8 hours writing mad shit. You know what I mean? Me and my producer, shout out to QM, by the way, Quiet Minds, what up? So we just going back and forth. He sending me beats, all types of beats. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I can write to this. He like, nigga, you can write to this, man. Like, go ahead, you got all this time. I perfected my craft during that whole time I was working in as a concierge, late night. So that, let's say on the weekends, sometimes I be with my kids writing rhymes because they want me to write rhymes for them. They like, yo, daddy, can we write together? I be like, all right, come on, let me show you something. So that's how I do it. I just do all my writing at night. I don't really do no writing in the daytime, for real, to be honest.
Is your kids rapping too?
They want to, yeah. They trying to.
So at what point you gonna put them on the track with you?
They're on a few tracks. They talking on a couple joints, you know what I mean? But he want to get on the next album I got coming out now called Intermission. So I might put him on there. You know what I mean? You might hear a little Father and Son joint.
All right, y'all gonna do the Jada Ghost back and forth, or are you just gonna give him his own verse to work with?
I'm gonna give him a whole verse.
You putting him out there though.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a whole.
Actually, what would be harder? What would be harder? Because you know, as a rapper, what would be harder, the whole going back and forth or your own verse?
Whoa, what's harder?
Never thought about that to just now, like because with the going back and forth, you got to stay on point. But with the verse, you got to put a whole verse together, and you got to hope that verse is as good or not better than the verse that your partner's writing.
Right. Okay. So I got a whole album with my homeboy named F. Briggs. So, you know, we were just doing verses. Like he got a verse, I got a verse. We were just doing that. But then on the last song, he's going back and forth. That was kind of easy. You know what I mean? Because like I'll say a couple of lines, he'll be right behind me. You know what I mean? Then we'll chill for a minute, listen to it. Then he'll go again. Then I'll say a couple of lines. That's the easiest to me. But as far as like writing your own verse, it can get competitive at times because you always going to want to say something better than the next person. You know what I mean? So it's like, shit, it just depends on how you're feeling that day.
Yeah. You ever wrote a verse, did a track with somebody, heard his verse, and it was like, yo, my shit whack, let me write a new one?
Nah, I ain't never do that.
I mean, you nice to see.
Nah, I usually send my verse already done. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like the Sky Zoo, Love a Hip Hop joint.
Yeah.
You know, Sky Zoo was he's a legend for real. You know what I mean? Gatekeeper, Underground King, and all that. So I was like, fuck it, like I'm gonna throw my verse on there first and then send it to him. You know what I mean? That's how he did it. And I ain't changing my verse with none of her hits. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? We gonna leave it like that. But and plus another thing, I don't really like doing too many features for real. I don't really like niggas on my shit for real. So you know, I don't really like niggas on my shit for real unless it's called for. You know what I mean?
I mean, the plus of not having people on your features, it forces you to be more creative because now you're the only one on the song.
Right.
So if you're doing a verse or 2 or even a 3-verse song, it's all you. You don't have the luxury of having a feature. Now it's like I got to make sure I keep the attention span of somebody for 3-4 minutes on the track.
Exactly. And it's like features. It could be like, let's say I do a song, send it to somebody, they be like, oh, they don't like it, or they send the verse back to me now, but I don't like it. That could cause a little friction. You know what I mean? So to save all that shit, I do my shit myself. You know what I mean? But I'm not opposed to not doing features. You know what I mean? I would love to do features with people. You know, so we got let me see who I got a feature with. Well, me and Hemi got a song, of course. You know what I mean? We might have something in the works, a whole album with me and him produced by Reg Mays.
Yeah. Oh, I just seen him. I just seen him on the gram the other day. I was like,
Yeah.
I seen his uncle like 2 weeks ago on my block.
Well, yeah, we
Yeah.
talking about it. We gonna do a whole album with Reg doing the production and all that. You know,
Oh, that'd
shit,
be
get some
fire.
shit.
That'd
Yeah.
be fire.
I want Amadeus though, you know what I mean? But you know how that go.
You know, that's big time right there.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. I ain't
Yeah,
nothing.
absolutely. So, what would be? What honestly you say probably right now? Who is your inspiration to get into the game besides your uncle?
Oh man, I'm a hip hop lover. So
Mm-hmm.
all types of happy birthday to hip hop too coming up. You know what I
Absolutely, 50
mean?
years. Absolutely.
Yeah, Friday that concert gonna be crazy Friday.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, we came up around that, so it's like all good hip hop influenced me. Like I like Nas, Hove, you know what I mean? Fat Joe, Diamond D, Lord Finesse. You know what I mean? I come from that era. They all come from my block too. Diamond D, Lord Finesse, Fat Joe, the whole digging in the crates, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Showbiz, AG. So shit, I was around that. I was around that true hip hop essence. KRS-One. He stayed in the armory down the school from us. I mean down the
That's
street from
crazy.
the school. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Word. So it's like shit, I'm a hip hop head for real.
So, what's it? Let me ask you a question. What do you think today is the biggest difference between hip hop back then and hip hop today? And
It's easier to make now.
yeah, yeah.
It's easier to make now, and I think people don't take it as serious as they did back then. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's too much buddy going on with the hip hop. You know, back in the day, it was I'm coming for your head when we on the track together. You know what I mean? Or
Mm-hmm.
like, nah, I ain't getting on no track with you. I'm repping for my hood, repping for the Bronx, and when we see each other, we gonna battle it out. It ain't too many battles right now, like friendly battles, like competitiveness. Real, it's just like everybody wanna join together. And nothing wrong with that though. But the essence of hip hop is holding your own. You know what I mean? And let's say going to different boroughs and displaying your skills, rapping for the best person. That right now, that's over with. You know what I mean? You could put out anything you want. You know what I mean? As long as you got a good fan base, you can put out anything you want with all these what you call these distribution companies, DistroKid, TuneCore. You can put out whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, you wasn't putting out anything without somebody saying like, "Yo, this shit whack. Yo, don't ever come back out with this shit again." You know what I mean? So it's like some people disrespecting the culture. That's another thing. Like, don't put this shit out. You know what I mean? It's hip hop. If you know the Bronx is the creator of hip hop, where it was born at, nobody should be disrespecting the Bronx. Without the Bronx, there'd be no hip hop. You know what I mean? So it's like people gotta take it more serious. Like I take this shit serious, man. Like you said, we seen it from the 80s to now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like we grew up in the golden era. These kids didn't see the golden era.
Nah, these kids don't appreciate a Nas album or a Jay-Z album when he first came out when he was a fast rapper or
Nope.
like I remember talking to somebody and I was like, yo, Dragon got this fire freestyle right now. Remember when Dragon was doing his freestyle series on YouTube, whatever, he's dropping freestyle. I was like, yo, his freestyle is fire. And the dude was like, yo, who's Dragon? And I was like, wait, what?
wait, what? Like who's Dragon? See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. People they ain't really studying the game like how we studying it and how we in it. You know what I mean? So, you know, to each his own. Each his own. You know, shit evolves and all that.
Yeah.
So, got change at times. I ain't mad though.
What rapper you think from today could probably fit back in that hip hop golden era?
Ooh. Right now, I say Benny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Conway.
That whole Griselda movement.
The Griselda movement, yeah. The Black Soprano movement, yeah. They all go back then. Who else? Who else I could say?
And that's more so their beats.
Yeah,
their beats is more of that like that 90s, early 2000 type
that
hip hop flow.
That Wu-Tang shit too. Like, and they could rap. Benny could rap. Conway could rap.
Yeah.
They could bar you to death. Like, you know what I mean? They nice. So I think they would be able to survive back then. You know what I mean? That's why all the legends respect them. You know what I mean? Because they got that cloth. They cut from that cloth and they bringing it back for us. You know.
What rapper you think that was like? Let's just say early 90s, maybe early 2000s. What rapper you think was probably ahead of his time? That maybe you would have been like people didn't appreciate him at the time. That probably had maybe a couple years later, they was like, yo, damn, yo, like he was really nice.
I don't think people give Method Man his flowers, yo. Like Meth, like he needs to be celebrated more. Method Man definitely needs to be celebrated more because his rhyme skills, his schemes, like. And today you see like how some older rappers like sound like they fell off, they didn't change the times. He's still with it, like it's just natural to him. You know what I mean? So I think Meth was ahead of his time for real. Like when he first came out with that METHOD, man, I just knew that he was going to be in it for the long run.
His song with Mary is still a classic to this day. Shit, METHOD, Cream, all it. But if you think about Wu-Tang, probably was just ahead of their time.
Wu-Tang is the greatest group of all time.
I have to agree. After seeing the series on Hulu, I'm like, yeah, they definitely is like the greatest hip hop group ever.
Yeah, like what's the name had them at they lost to Death Row. BT picked Death Row over Wu-Tang. Like who Death Row had? You know what I mean? Like Wu-Tang as a collective did big. And then them as solo artists also did big. Like who you had on Death Row that could Dog Pound, Snoop, Pac, Dre.
But even then, Dog Pound was a group under a label. So you're saying Wu-Tang was just their own group under their own label. So then when you see the workings of how it started and how they came together and all the beef that was between them at the beginning and how they somehow put it all together.
And that's what made it crazy. Like, damn, they was going through that. They said some of that was real, some of it wasn't, but still, like, to see how they formed, it was just crazy.
If you look at if Ghostface and Raekwon beef was real, like if it was like the way they documented it, because that shit was like beef from the first episode. If it was real in today's times, there was no way in hell you would have put those two on the same page together.
No way in hell. No, it was the money. They seen something bigger. You know what I mean? Like I wish things like that could happen. You feel me? Like
not today's times, bro. That would have been like, yo, you tried to kill my family. There's no way I'm gonna be friends with you.
Yeah, pretty much. You shot the windows out of my crib.
Son, you almost killed my brothers. Like
yeah, nah, that ain't going down.
Nah, not at all. Like it's just there's a lot of stuff about that. Like that, it's real life shit though. That Wu-Tang thing is real life stuff, but. You look at it, you're just like, if it wasn't for RZA put all that together, you know,
RZA's a mastermind.
Egos almost got out of check, but they came back together.
Right.
And then I seen something the other day. I didn't know Old Dirty Bastard's son is like honorary member of the group, and yo, it looks just like him. That shit is scary.
Yo, looks just like him, yo.
And raps just like him, yo. That shit is scary.
Yo, ridiculous, yo. I'm like, God damn, yo, you spit him out. OD spit him out.
Yo, he fit like a glove with the group. That's the crazy part.
Definitely.
So matter of fact, I'm gonna ask you because you would know. Why do you think like certain rappers that are nice, like when their kids get into it, they don't have the same success as their parent?
Ooh.
I'll give you an example. Big Pun, his son. His son's nice. His son's nasty, but never got the same type of airplay like Big Pun got. Cause
that all stems from the shit with Fat Joe and the moms and all that. That's what's going on with that. You know what I mean? But if it wasn't for that, I think he'll definitely be up there. You know what I mean? Because he's definitely nice. You got like Corey Guns.
Yeah, it's another one. Because if you ask me, Corey Guns is better than Peter Guns by a mile.
By far. But Peter's nice though. But
Peter's
he is
nice. He is. Nice. I mean, he still got the Bronx anthem. That shit's never gonna go nowhere.
Yo,
but
nowhere.
But when it comes to lyricism, like Corey Guns was so nice on the Millie song. Lil Wayne took him off
and signed him.
Yeah, right.
But he never came out on Young Money. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know about that either. Couple artists was like that. It was him, Lloyd, Amarion at 1.2.
Because Amarion was down with Was he down with Young Money?
He was with Young Money. He was the original song and the Bedrock song. It was his vocals, and then they switched it and gave it to
Lloyd?
They gave it to Lloyd. But if you listen to the original one, that's Amarion's on it.
And then that's when Omarion went to did he go to MMG after that?
Yeah, but that didn't. I'm beginning to think that maybe that's him because it didn't work out there either.
Nah, definitely didn't work out there. After he that performance on the BET Awards and he was looking crazy, he was over after that.
Bro, and then the verses with Mario, I think the verses was a bad idea on his point because it showed that he's an entertainer, but he wasn't going. And it actually shit made me forget how many hits Mario had too.
Yo, Mario got some joints. Mario got some. Mario too. You know what I mean?
No, Mario had hits after hits, but then I'm like, I forgot Mario had this. And then Mario's voice is just overpowered. There's really nothing he could do with that.
Nah, he couldn't do nothing with that. It was good though. I want to see verses come back though.
It's supposed to be Puffy and Jermaine Dupri supposed to be.
I heard that's in September.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy. Who you got?
Oh, that's a good question, yo.
Who you got?
That's a good question. I might have to go Jermaine Dupri on that one, yo. Because if you think Puffy, let's break it down real quick, right? Puffy got Bad Boy, right? Puffy got Total, 112, Loon, Mace, The Locks. You gotta forget he has some songs with The Locks. He has that Biggie. Jermaine Dupri had Bow Wow, and we joke about Bow Wow, but to be honest with you, Bow Wow had hits. Bow Wow made Jermaine Dupri a lot of money, so he had the Brat, Jagged Edge.
Jagged Edge was Escape at one point,
right?
Yeah,
Escape.
Jagged Edge, Escape. It was somebody else, yo. It was somebody else. Jagged Edge, Escape. Remember, he got hit with Mariah too.
Yep. So, God, but so does Puffy. So
so does Puffy. Yeah. JD. Yeah. Chris Cross made a.
I forgot about Chris Cross.
Yep, Chris Cross. Who you got now? Like it was Chris Cross, Bow Wow.
I think the three artists that made Jermaine Dupri a lot, well, actually four that I think made him a lot of money. Bow Wow definitely, the Brat, because the Brat was definitely like the first female rapper at that time that was just killing it. She had songs with Biggie. So
her and Biggie did some joints together. I like them joints together. They did.
You had that. Jagged Edge. We're not going to talk about the countless hits Jagged Edge. Jagged Edge was a down south 112.
What you want to know what's crazy?
What?
112 from down south too.
I know that's the funny thing. Puffy got him. I know.
I know. Atlanta too.
Yeah,
Well, now that you say that, Jagged Edge and 112 from Atlanta.
One went one way, one went the other.
One went the other. But both of them had some hits though. Both of them had some hits. I think I'm gonna go with 112 though. No, I'm sorry. On that one, I'm gonna go with Jagged Edge. No, I'm gonna go with Jagged Edge over 112. I'm gonna go Jagged Edge.
I don't know about that one. Jagged Edge had Let's Get Married. I get it. 112 had Cupid. Anywhere. Like they had like songs they had singles off of albums that once they singles hit, the album went off. That was an era too where you were buying albums too, so they were going gold and platinum.
It was Only You.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah.
Man.
I don't know.
That's man. We need that back.
I ain't gonna find that. As you should. That verse is though gonna be fire though. That verse is gonna
be Innocent will be in Atlanta, I heard.
Yeah, perfect place to have it, to be honest with you.
At the Mercedes-Benz. That's crazy.
That goes to show you what hip hop is done. When you can sell out arenas like that, because that's no small arena.
Hell, that's a stadium. That's that's crazy. That's crazy. That's Beyonce status.
Bro, our entourages alone is probably gonna fill up half the stadium.
Man, that's gonna be crazy. I'm waiting for that. When that come on, I might have to go to Atlanta for that.
How was it easier to make music in Atlanta?
Yeah. Most of my projects came from out of Atlanta. You know what I mean? My very first one, Hall, was made in Atlanta. Two of a Kind was made in New York, in the Bronx. Clancy's Son was made in Atlanta. What else was made in Atlanta? All the freestyles, those was made in Atlanta. Quiet in the Hall, my last one was made in Atlanta. You know what I mean? So it's like down there, I just stuck true to my roots. You know what I mean? Just hoping something is going to pop. You know what I mean? Because if I would have crossed over to the Atlanta music,
Mm-hmm.
They would have looked at me like, yo, come on, D, that's not you. You wasn't brought up in that. You know what I mean? But, I stuck to my roots. And then look what it got me. You know what I mean? On the radio, DJ Will got a couple joints.
Yeah, shout out to absolutely. That's a fire thing. Congratulations, too.
Good looking. Shout out to DJ Will for spinning that. You know what I mean? I got Ron Browse, too. Actually, Ron Browse played it on his show first. You know what I mean? Will heard it and was like, yo, what's up, yo? Like, where that's at? I'm like, I already sent it to you. He was like, word. Looked in the email. It was over after that.
Crazy part is I don't think a lot of people know about Ron Browse. They don't know like how instrumental he was in hip hop. Like
yo, he did shit for Big L, man. And he did that Ether for Nas.
Oh man. And
that broke my heart though. You know what I mean? Both of my best rappers was going at each other. That's like my pops and my step pops going at each other. You know what I mean?
Trying to figure out who you gonna go for, right?
Right. My pops or my step pops. Who gonna win? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the good times and all that. I'm glad they was able to hash that out. You know what I mean? Now get money together.
Mm-hmm.
They need an album out now. That's all. Once we do that, I think that'll take
that'll close hip hop right there.
And
you know what would be crazy? Imagine them had an album together,
mm-hmm.
and on one track, they just rapped off the Ether beat together.
Mm-hmm. Woo. Nah, I think Ho wouldn't like that. Ho don't like that. That Ether beat.
No. What's the beat that he went off on? What's the beat he went off on Nas with? The Takeover?
Yeah, Takeover.
So imagine if they just did like they just both went off on both beats. Yeah. It's just like yeah. Or even they just did a song together on both beats.
And Jay-Z had Ether the beat. Ron said Jay-Z had it. But he skipped over. He ain't hear it.
Yeah, and that one cost him. That's like not taking a shot when you wide open.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm taking those shots. Fuck that. I'm taking them shots. I'm shooting anything. Fuck that.
Yeah. So I got two more questions to ask you before we close out. First question is, if you could pick one rapper and one R&B singer to have a feature, what would you pick?
One rapper, I'm gonna say Nas. I'm gonna say now. You know I'm a whole fan, but I'm gonna say Nas because, like, Nas talks about me and Nas talk about the same thing. You know what I mean? I think if we were to get in the room together and bounce ideas off each other and just talk about what we've been talking about, I think it'd be non-stop. I want to see me, Nas, and Hit Boy together. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Because them last two features I put out, those was Nas tracks with Hit Boy doing the production. You know what I mean? They inspiring me like a motherfucker. And as far as R&B, I'm gonna say Marsha Ambrosius.
Oh, see, that's a hidden gem right there because not a lot of people know about that.
Nah, I'm listen, man. Marsha, if you hear this, if you hear me, what's up, baby? Let's work. I love Marsha.
Got you. I'm gonna clip this and tag her in it. See if
right.
Anything to get to see if she'll catch it. You never know, bro. You never know. All right. So last question. I always ask everybody before I close up. If you could tell your younger self something now, what would you tell your younger self at your age now?
Oh man. Listen before you speak. You know what I mean? Listen before you speak, because as in St. Augustine, I wasn't trying to listen to nothing. Like when teachers say something, and I feel like I was right, I was arguing with the teachers and all that shit. Like that shit got me nowhere, man. And then, like, Mr. Mays was like, yo, in 8th grade, they going like schools are gonna want you, but they gonna look at your 7th grade marks, and they gonna look at your 8th. I'm like, all right, whatever. I ain't worried about that shit. Cause 8th grade, hell no. Riverdale Country School, they wanted me. It was an Ivy League school. Mm-hmm. They see my 7th grade marks. They was like, hell no, you don't want this kid. But I'm like, look at the 8th grade. Nah, me going up to 7th grade. I'm like, all right, forget it. And then I went to Rice. So my younger self, I'll tell my younger self to listen more. You know what I mean? It's worth it.
Yeah. Because it's crazy because it's the same thing when it comes to high school. Like everybody feels like, yo, we could just cruise through junior year. We'll do all the hard work in senior. And not realizing that they look at your junior year and not your senior.
Right.
So, damn.
And I think senior year was pretty much the easiest year for me. You know what I mean?
8th grade for me was the easiest.
8th grade?
Bro, like, yo, like eighth grade at St. Augustine and senior year at Cardinal Hayes was super easy.
Yeah.
Like, because all your hard work is done through the second to last year.
Right.
So once you get to the end of the year, it's like you're expected to just pass and graduate. At this point, they just hoping you just get to the end of the year.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Going to Cardinal Hayes, how was that experience? Because we both went to all boys schools. And everybody goes, y'all going to all boys school. Y'all ain't got no girls. Listen, man, the girls was coming after school every day.
I don't think they realized that either. Like
they don't listen. I was on 125th, so you already know what time.
Oh, we was on 149th in the concourse.
You on the concourse, so that's
I'll be honest with you. Two things. One, when I started high school, it was around that time when the Bloods first came to New York City. So it was, be careful. There was the whole, what time is it? Don't look at your watch. They slash you type shit. So it was like, be careful traveling, 41 to 3rd Avenue, 19 order to whatever, one stop, whatever. Right. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And like, as far as being in an all boy high school, like I tell everybody, it was just like being in the hood all day.
For sure. Right.
Like everybody was just like, yo, you go to an all boy high school, how you do it? Like, and I'm like, yo, it's like literally getting up, leaving my house to go hanging out with a bunch of dudes on my block, but in a uniform.
Right, just chilling. Right, we going to camp, yo.
Yeah. So it made those days move smooth. So like that wasn't hard at all, to be honest with you. The adjustment at first, being in the school with nothing but boys,
coming from
our whole life being in school with So it was like, all right, cool. Like first couple months was different, but then once you got used to it. And end of the freshman year, sophomore, all that rest of that shit became easy. It just became a big brotherhood. It was the hardest transition was just going from being with people you knew for your whole youth, being in St. Augustine from first to 8th grade,
right,
and then having to go to Hayes and start all over. There's a couple people that went to Hayes from St. Augustine, but it wasn't much.
Right.
So it's like you got to make new friends. You don't know if they're gonna like you. You don't know if you you know what I'm saying, like.
Right,
bro. I was in the band in Hayes, and I was in the band in St. Augustine too. But I was in the what high school would call the Glee Club.
But hold on, that's a light flex though. You're talking about you was in the band in 8th grade, and listen, they don't know that, yo. They don't know that about high school, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't know the struggles of having to have a bass, that gigantic ass supercharged cello, having to fucking take that shit from 169th in fucking Franklin all the way down to 170 Webster in a fucking saxophone. Bro, I had that in high school. That was easy. But having to chug that shit in a shopping cart going down. Yeah, think about it. Big ass. First of all, having to have my mother come get me. Then to have to put that shit in a fucking shopping cart, all the way through the hood in a big ass bitch, and then having to be in my room playing the shit.
Right, yo. It was, yo.
Then you got to chug it back down. You chug it back up to school because I had to walk back up the hill because going down the hill was the easy part, but going back up the
hill. Oh yeah, that hill was crazy for you right there.
Brutal, bro, brutal. But you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, when you look at it back now, you miss those memories because I don't think us being in the ages that we are now, I don't think we took advantage of it the way we should have. We didn't enjoy it the way we should have enjoyed it.
Right.
It was fun, but
it got cut from us too early. Remember, what grade did the music stop?
Oh yeah.
Damn. 6th grade?
Like
for
6.
Me, it was 6.
For you, it was like 7 for me.
Yep, it was 6 for me because what happened? That's right when we was going to the was it the annex at that time? No. Nah, because that's where the music was at, in the annex.
Yeah.
Damn, what year was that? Was 6th grade for me. But what happened? Mr. Pilecki left.
Once he left, everything changed.
Yeah, once Mr. Pilecki left, it was over, yo. Like
he was truly a principal for the kids. But once he left, everything changed.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Shout out to Mr. Pilecki, wherever you at, yo.
I got him on Facebook, believe it or not.
Yeah, I do too. Word up, yo! I didn't know he did. He did something with the score for West Side Story.
Yeah,
look at that.
He truly put the arts in St. Augustine School of the Arts. If you think about it,
yeah,
we were. Yo, you know what's crazy when you think about it, yo? We was like a modern day Lean on Me.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro. Yo, we was, yo, for real. Yo, listen. we used to get taken out of school for practice, yo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fire.
Yeah, I know that was the best part, bro. That's the best part.
6th to 8th grade, 4th to 8th grade, we all in the auditorium practicing for the spring concert. That was the best, yo.
No classes. You had to take no class. They took you out. And if you was in the band, that was even better because they took you out of class for that. So everybody else still studying and you in the band with your instrument chilling.
Yo. Oh man. Then we had the basketball and all that.
My big ass bass.
Yeah. I miss St. Augustine, man. We gotta do something, man. We gotta have like a big celebration for St. Augustine, man. Like,
yeah, we gotta figure out where, because it ain't even there anymore.
I know, yo.
I went the year that they did like I think it was a year they were closing, and it was like everybody from St. Augustine from years. I'm talking about from 50s, 60s was there. Hemi was there. This had to be like, I want to say 2000, maybe 10 or 11.
Yeah, it was outside, right? It was party. Yeah. Mom was there.
Yep. So it was like 2000, like 2011, something like that. But yeah, we definitely got to figure out something. Definitely.
Yeah. We need a St. Augustine episode, man. A couple of us up here.
Yeah, I could actually pull that together. That's actually not a bad idea. I think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, that would be perfect, yo.
Yeah, actually, that's actually not a bad idea. I think I'm gonna pull that one up. I'm about to put that plan into motion starting tomorrow. Matter of fact.
Word up! Like every year, you're like 4 people from your year, 4 people from my year. Who else? Whatever year. I guess Javon in them year. I
definitely gotta have Javon because Javon be everywhere, bro.
Yeah. So that's Javon year, your year, my year. That was like the golden years of St. Augustine.
That's all we really need. That's all we really need.
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
That's what we really need. But all right, yo, thanks, man. I appreciate you being a guest, yo. Definitely.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Oh, before we go, tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh yeah, you follow me on IG and Twitter at Holistical, HALLISTICAL. And for my music, you can find me on all streaming platforms at D.Hall. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all go stream and download Quiet in the Hall. Then I got In the Mission coming soon also. You want to look out for that. Then I got another project called 3-Man Weave with 2 of my guys from high school, A Cash and H Check. What up, y'all? Then I got Clancy's Son 2 coming, so I'm out here working, you know what I mean?
Oh, that man hustling right now. Can't tell him nothing right now. All right, yo, appreciate you, definitely.
You already know, bro.
All right, yo.
All right.
Bro, this is raw and uncut. Bro, serving them raw and